What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video on Valorant, aka Project A. Today we're going to go through the character lists, their abilities, what they mean, and a little extra so that when this game drops you know who exactly to play. Let's kick things off with Phoenix, an aggressive character who excels at hard pushes and putting the brakes on her opponents. His abilities include Hot Hands, Blaze, Curveball, and Run It Back. Hot Hands throws an incendiary that burns the floor, which heals you and deals damage to your opponents. Blaze is a wall that blocks vision and hurts anyone who passes through it while healing you while you're in it, and which can also be rotated upon deployment so you can use it for different situations. And your Curveball is a flashbang that curves around corners. It can be controlled through your left click and your right click buttons. And then also you have Run It Back, which marks your location and starts a timer. When the timer expires, or if you die, you respawn back in that location with full health, but do keep in mind that if you had full armor before it, you don't die or get damaged, you will not respawn with that armor. Viper. Viper reminds me a lot of Caustic from Apex. Her abilities are Snakebite, Poison Cloud, Toxic Screen, and Viper's Pit. Snakebite is where you fire a projectile that creates a pool of acid, which seems similar to Hot Hands without the healing quality. Poison Cloud throws a gas bomb that produces toxic air, which can be used again after a cooldown period, so don't throw it too far because you need to pick it back up again. Toxic Screen creates a line of gas releases that will create a wall of toxic gas at the cost of fuel, which the character produces. Her ultimate, Viper's Pit, is amazing for game clutchers on bomb sites. It creates a poison cloud that covers a large area, and it seems to highlight your enemies within it, so it's easy to pick them off, and as long as you stay within it, it stays up, and it will dissipate once you leave it. Sage. A Sentinel class that's basically outfitted with medic abilities, but she's great for all situations. Her abilities include Healing Orb, Slow Orb, Barrier Orb, and Resurrection. Her Healing Orb allows you to heal yourself or an ally to at least 3/4 of their health or more. A Slow Orb, upon impact, creates an area that slows down movement, impacts jumping abilities, and creates a specific noise that when enemies go through it, it crunches the whole time. It's great for trapping and recon. A Barrier Orb raises a solid wall that can be rotated and used not only just to separate and block your enemies, but also, if used properly, can hire you into a unique line of sight. Parts of the wall can be destroyed with enough damage. Now, Resurrection. Resurrection allows you to revive a teammate that has died during the current round, but be careful as they will be vulnerable during a short animation. Jett might be my favorite character so far in this game. She is built for flanking and getting the best of her opponents. Her abilities include Cloudburst, Updraft, Tailwind, and Bladestorm. Cloudburst is a smoke grenade that blocks vision, and you can use multiple of them. Updraft is where you can launch yourself upwards in the air and pause for a moment. You can use this to get up into unusual lines of sight where your opponents would never expect to see you. A Tailwind is a dash that allows you to switch up your position or evade. This is great for resets and for strafing, so you can use this in the combination of your shooting. The ultimate for her is a Bladestorm. You start with 5 throwing knives that deal headshot kills and deal moderate damage to the bodies, and after you get a kill, it replenishes your dagger count. You can also choose to throw them all at once or one at a time.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
Soba is in the Initiator's class. His abilities include Shock Bolt, Owl Drone, Recon Bolt, and Hunter's Fury. His Shock Bolt fires a bolt that radiates damaging bursts of static energy on an impact area that it connects with. The Owl Drone uses a flying drone to scout the map and fire darts that reveal enemies. Your Recon Bolt fires an arrow that pulses a sonar blast that reveals opponents nearby as long as they don't move. Keep in mind, it can bank off of solid objects and it can be destroyed. His ultimate, Hunter's Fury, can fire up to 3 energy blasts for high damage that will pass through walls and across a map. Not only does it cause a lot of damage, but it marks the players that it hits and reveals them to your team as well. This is great for after the bomb is planted. Alright, so at this point, I've run out of Riot Games media, and I don't feel like standing on top of the shoulders of other creators to do this. So instead, I'm going to just read off the list that I've prepared, and we'll put in a little picture. It'll be nice, okay? It'll be nice. Alright, so let's start off. Cypher, a Sentinel class. His signature is a Spy Cam. His other abilities is Trapwire, Cyber Cage, and Neural Theft. With Spy Cam, Cypher can cast a remote camera that allows you to switch between your screen to a manually operated camera. You can then see people's positions, but if you go back to your other camera, obviously you lose it. Still, you can fire tracking darts while in the camera at enemies to reveal their locations when you're not in the HUD. Alright, Trapwire. You can place a trapwire between two walls that stuns and reveals an enemy position. Enemies can only see the wire if they are walking and not running. And then Cyber Cage is a deployable trap that activates when enemies pass through it, like the trapwire. But you can set up multiple traps. It slows them down, and you can detonate them all at once or at one time. Alright, so now let's get on to Neural Theft. Is his ultimate. This is pretty cool. It allows him to reveal enemy positions to your team by throwing down his hat on a dead enemy. Brimstone is part of the Controller class. He's a great support character. His abilities include Sky Smoke, Incendiary, Stim Beacon, and Orbital Strike. Sky Smoke is where you can use a map on your arm to set multiple smoke screens that block vision, and they are solid on the inside of them. Incendiary launches an incendiary grenade that bounces off solid objects before coating an area in flames, which deals damage to those that step within it. A Stim Beacon deploys a device that creates a small area that boosts the fire rate of any player that's within it. This effect lasts up to 5 seconds after leaving that area, and it's a great way to counter Sage's slow orb. All players benefit from this boost, not just your team, so remember that if an enemy steps within it, they're going to get rapid fire as well. The ultimate Orbital Strike, it reminds me a lot of the Hammer of Dawn from Gigz. This calls in a beam of destruction on a selected area that deals deadly damage for a few seconds. Olman is a Controller class character. His abilities include Dark Cover, Paranoia, Shadow Walk, and From the Shadows. Dark Cover is where you throw a shadow orb that engulfs an area, and unlike Brimstone Smoke, where it is solid on the inside, this one is hollow. It also recharges over time on its own. Paranoia is where you launch a shadow cyclone thingy, and I don't know how to else describe it, that passes through walls and causes nearsightedness to anyone it touches. Shadow Walk is where, after an animation, you can teleport a short distance. You can even get a unique line of sight by teleporting onto higher objects, or you can cross hard peak spots without the enemy knowing. And his ultimate, From the Shadows, now this has got a description. You can teleport to anywhere on the map, but it takes a few seconds to complete. Enemies will know this is happening in their area by their minimap covering in shadows, and before you are fully teleported, a shade of yourself will appear in the chosen location, which is visible to the enemy. They can then decide whether to shoot your shade, which cancels the teleportation, or they can prepare for a fight. So, just remember, when using this ult, make sure to be holding a side movement key just in case you need to dodge fire. Breach is an initiator class. His abilities include Fault Line, Aftershock, Flashpoint, and Rolling Thunder. Fault Line creates a concussive quake in a straight line directed where you are facing, and it concusses any of your enemies it travels through. It also passes through walls. Aftershock fires an explosive charge into a wall that will detonate after a charge up, which damages enemies standing within the detonation area. The damage drops off the further you are away from it. Flashpoint. Basically, it fires a flashbang through a wall to the other side. It is great if you know where the enemy is and if they're on the other side of you and you want to disorient them before pushing them. Now his ultimate is Rolling Thunder. This sends a seismic charge that travels through walls, dazes opponents, and knocks enemies upwards. This is perfect for bomb site initiations. And there we have it, guys, your 9 characters for Valorant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you learned something about them, and I hope that you want to play the game as badly as I do, but I doubt it. I really do. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I will cite the sources that I used to study this video down below in the description. You'll also find my social media, my Twitch, my Mixer, my DLive, and you can find me there as well. If you liked it, Hit that like button, hit the subscribe. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button if you want, but if you hit that dislike button, you have to comment why, okay? All right, I want to hear from you guys. Who are you looking forward to play? I'll put in there who I'm going to play. Probably Jet. But anyways, yeah, take care, guys. Love you all. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.